Hi, my name is Christine Wiegel, and I just wanted to give you a little demonstration of how I think the letter C and D should be introduced to students ages 3 to 4 who are learning the English language. So, first of all, like I said, I'll be focusing on the letter C and D, and the materials that I would like to use would be the smart board because I feel like that's a very interactive way for students to learn and see and learn letters C and D. I also would need the letter cards C and D to give a good representation of what they look like for students. And then I would need the picture cards for a cat and a dog. At first, I love to all join together because I feel like that creates a sense of community in our classroom. So I'd like to start off the lesson by joining all together and singing What Else But the ABC song. I feel this is a great way for students to have a jingle that teaches them the letters of the English alphabet. So I know you're familiar with it, but the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on and so forth. I know that they haven't been introduced to all of the letters, but this is a great way to kind of familiarize them with the concept of each letter. And I like having a printed text of the letters on the wall. So while they were singing it, I would point to each letter. So then also to get children moving, we have to remember that they're 3 and 4 years old, so they've got to be active and moving. So I feel a great way to do this would hold up the cat card, and we would say cat, and then they would get to walk around on all fours, go meow, meow, and that's fun for them. That's something that they get to do, and it connects the classroom time with their real world life outside because a lot of them do have animals at home. We would also do the same thing with the dog, obviously, because if we do it for the cat, we need to do it for the letter D, dog. So this is a great way. Now it's time for us to introduce the letter C and really focus in on it. So I think I would hold up the picture of a cat, and we would say cat. And then we would do this little jingle. This works really well with my English second language learners in my classroom currently. We do it with all of the letters of the alphabet, but I would say C is for cat, k, k, cat. So they're saying the letter C, they're seeing the letter C on the cat card, and they're also hearing the sound of k, cat. So I think this would be great for them to do. And obviously I would model it first, but then I think I would love for the kids to join in with me. So after they feel comfortable with it, they can join in with me on singing the little jingle. And then on the smart board, I would write the letter C. Now, I would do this modeling so that whenever they have their learning time and they're exploring with the letter C, several of them would be able to come up at a time to write the letter C on the smart board. Kind of the same thing with the letter D. I would hold up the picture of a dog and we would say dog. And then we would do that same little jingle. D is for dog, d, d, dog. So once again, they're hearing the word dog. They're seeing the letter D in its form, and they're hearing the sound of D, 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 dog. And we would have, once again, have students join in on that jingle because I think that's so important for them to really say it and hear it themselves. We would write the letter D on the smart board to model for them what they would be doing whenever they came to centers. So my next thing is practicing. They need to practice these letters. So we would be matching pictures with the initial sound letter. So in pairs, we would have students working in pairs, and they would each have a combo set of pictures of a cat and a dog. And I also would like to keep this going all the time. So each new letter that we get, we would add it into the game. And then the letter card of C and D. So one student will hold up a card that has the picture of the dog. The opposite student will hold up the proper letter that goes with the word dog. So I would hold up the picture of a dog, and my partner would hold up the D. So obviously with just two letters, this game wouldn't last very long, but like I said, this is a game that I would like to keep going every class. So every new letter that we had, we would add it into that game. So eventually we would have 26 letters and 26 pictures, and it would be a great way for students to interact with each other, as well as a fun little gaming aspect that kids love. Okay, the next thing is they need a concrete representation of the letters C and D. So students will be sitting in their individual seats, and they'll have a block of Play-Doh. We love Play-Doh back here in the States, and I'm sure you do as well. It's a great fine motor development for children. So each child would have their own Play-Doh and they would roll it out. So this works great on their fine motor skills because they're still 3 and 4 years old, so they need to work out those fine motor skills. They would roll it out and then they would shape it into that letter. Now they would have a big picture card that has that letter on it. So they would just roll it out and stick the Play-Doh on the picture card, forming the letters C and D. And like I said, we would add this on with other letters as well because I think this is a great way for them to see that letter, and then we can talk about it while we are forming it with the Play-Doh. So for review at the end, once again, I like to gather back all together because it creates that sense of community in the classroom. We'll look at each picture card and we'll identify the card saying if it's a cat or a dog, and we'll say the letters C and D, as well as going K and D for the sound so that they really hear those sounds. Lastly, homework. They're 3 and 4 years old, so the homework that I like to give is just to make that connection of classroom and home. So when they go home, I would love for them to create a picture of a cat or a dog using whatever they would like. Watercolors, markers, crayons, pencil or pen, anything is fine. Ripping paper, I mean, their creative expression just can go wild here. And then they would write the letter either C or D, whichever animal they chose to do at home. So thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to talking with y'all.